Alright, welcome to the last week of the Rotama Appliance Draft League. This week I'm up against Vicky, and here's the deal. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I'll get right to the point. We need at least a 5-0 to get a spot in playoffs. If we can get a 5-0, all the mistakes that I've made previously in the season go away, essentially. We get a clean slate, a new record. That sounds pretty good to me. So that's what I'm going for. We really need a win here. If ever there was a spot that we needed a win, it's now. So we are going to have to bring our A game right now if we want any shot at continuing this season. If not, it is what it is. I'm happy with the improvement that I've had this season. I'll probably get more into that in the, post-game, whatever. But yeah, there's a lot on the line here. Going over Vicky's team really quick, got a lot of crazy threats. Hisuian Zoroark is always a problem to deal with if you ever see it on the board. It makes you second guess a lot of decisions. Kartana hits very, very hard and can set up with Swords Dance. Enamorous has a lot of different things it can do with Contrary or just being a fast fairy type. Mega Pinsir hits very hard with Aerialite. Sandy Shocks is a solid pivot and can switch around, set up hazards and stuff. Tauros Blaze also hits very hard. Got a good Intimidate or some stuff it can do with Cudchew. Speed Boost Sharpedo, obviously very good. Indeedee as well for the Psychic Terrain. I think that is very likely to show up to maybe try and disrupt some potential terrain stuff I could do. And also, of course, lest we forget, Great Tusk and Dragonite, two extremely threatening Pokemon. Two very threatening sweepers. Great Tusk is a great rocker and spinner and just hits obscenely hard. And Dragonite can do a whole bunch of stuff that's like very versatile. Multi-scale is hard to deal with. So let's go ahead and get into the team. First up, we have the Sinistcha. Now, the only method of hazard removal that Vicky has is Rapid Spin on Great Tusk. And Sinistcha walls Great Tusk pretty freely because it resists one of its stabs and is immune to the other. So that's a great thing for walling something. We can Strength Sap on a lot of his Pokemon. We have Machagacha, which does a good chunk into Great Tusk. We have Protect for some extra leftovers recovery. And, spoiler alert, racking up that toxic damage. We have Shadow Ball for a strong secondary stab option as well. With these EVs, we take about 50 from a Great Tusk knockoff. Once it removes our item, it doesn't really hit us for that much. We are never 2-hit KO'd by Ice Spinner after leftovers, which is nice. And this thing comes in, basically sits in front of his team, blocks his Rapid Spin, which is great, and does all of that stuff. Next up, we have the Agility Thunderous Therian. This thing is going to do some work. I think if we can get an opportunity to pivot into it, I think it can do a lot of good things. We have enough speed to where at +2 after the agility, we outspeed his entire team. We have the Nasty Plot as well for breaking through some of his bulkier Pokemon. And then we have just standard Bolt Beam coverage. I am Terra Ice. By the way, I'm Terra Electric on Sinistcha because that is the only type that resists flying and is not weak to fighting. And which is helpful for walling Pinsir, Mega Pinsir. So we can resist its flying type moves and not be weak to a close combat. Yes, but this thing is Terra Ice. Team is very weak to ice, so if we can get an agility set up, we can go to work. So that's the plan. Next up, we have the Choice Scarf Sneasler. We have U-Turn, Poison Touch, you've seen it all before. With this, we outspeed his fastest Scarfmon, which I believe is Hisuian Zoroark, which we do have the Throat Chop for. Rock Slide for his, Pinsir, for his Mega Pinsir. Rock Slide is for that. So yeah, this thing is pretty simple. Be fast, hit hard, clean up. Next up, we have the Assault Vest Rillaboom. with just, setting up terrain to stop his earthquakes from hitting as hard, especially on Mega Pincer, which does not get high horsepower, so if it runs ground moves at all, they will be weakened. We have the U-turn for pivoting into some of our more offensive Pokemon. We have the knockoff for removing items, Drain Punch for hitting Kartana and staying healthy, and Grassy Glide for solid priority. Next up, we have the Focus Sash GLIMMET. This thing, I think, can do some serious work in this matchup. Now, this is why I expect, at best, to 5-0, because this thing is probably going to die. That's the expectation when I send it out. Vicky does not have a grounded poison type. So, once we get the Toxic Spikes up, if Great Tusk doesn't get a chance to spin, they stay up for the whole game, which is awesome. Stealth Rock as well into the Dragonite or the Pinsir, and Spikes as well for some extra hazard damage. We have the Memento to stop something from setting up on me, and getting a free switch into one of our other Pokemon. And last but not least, we have the Defensive Gouging Fire. This thing is also extremely good into this matchup. Dragon Dance and Morning Sun, pretty standard stuff. We have the Flare Blitz to hit extra hard and ensure we don't get walled out by anything that's pretty heavy. We have as well the Burning Bulwark to try and get a burn on some of his physical attackers. For example, the Great Tusk, which I think will be running Headlong over Earthquake, which does make contact with me. So if we can get a burn, we can basically set up for free and hopefully run away with the game. With these EVs, we handle his special attackers really well, such as Hisuian Zoroark does not 2-hit KO us. We can deal with Enamorus pretty well, and our naturally solid defense plus the Burning Bulwark gives us a lot of physical bulk as well. So yeah, that's the plan. We really need a win here, so hopefully we get it, fingers crossed, and I will see you guys in the battle. Okay, welcome. No Great Tusk. Pretty happy to see that, to be honest. Makes it a lot less of a headache to try and keep these hazards up. Because of that, I feel like it's a pretty easy lead GLIMMET angle here. Get these Toxic Spikes and Stealth Rock set up. Zoroark, a problem as always. Hopefully these hazards help it be easier to identify. And I gotta refresh the page. It's still got my old sets on here. There we go. Alright. We lead with this thing. Okay. I'm honestly going to start with rocks. We live that. I start with the rocks out to hit his other stuff. Yeah, we just let GLIMMET go down. We just let GLIMMET go down here. Now, AV Rillaboom probably deals with this. Yeah, I think that's probably the move. Let me look at the to Rillaboom. Yeah, let's go ahead into the Rillaboom. Click the freest knock you've ever seen in your life. Honestly, I could U-turn as well. Yeah, knock is fine there. Oh, that's massive. Oh, that's huge. Now Grassy Glide kills. Okay, I believe U-turn also kills here. Let's look. Nope, it does not. Honestly, down to... It dies, it's not going anywhere. I'm clicking knock again. Yeah, that's okay. This thing goes down here. Alright, off to a good start. I think Indeedee could probably come out, but honestly I don't care too much. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm fine with that. I'm going to... this could be Scarf. What do I really have to deal with that? Not much. Just gonna knock. Yeah, we take that. Nice! It was Scarf. Assault Vest coming in. And we're off to a fantastic start. Okay, on this thingy, we just go into G-Fire. Easiest G-Fire of my life. Yep. Yerp. We don't take anything from that. Enamorous could come in. How much do I do with G-Fire? With Flare Blitz? Not too bad. Not too bad. It could be Scarf, but I am extremely specially defensive. Yeah. We just dance here. And let's I don't want him to set up is the problem. I'm just gonna Flare Blitz. Yeah, we take that. Oh, we eat it for lunch. And I'll see you later. Nice. I think, honestly, this is looking very good. We're faster. Does Flare Blitz kill me? I really don't want to die here. I'm gonna click Burning. Burning Bulwark. Nice! No, that's huge. That's so big. That's massive. Now we Morning Sun. We Morning Sun up easily here. I might actually get a second dance because I believe that means we are faster than Zoroark as well. But I really don't want to take anything from Pinsir. Honestly, I'm gonna do it. I don't think they kill. I hate to lose like this. I'm just gonna Morning Sun. They are faster, which means probably Scarf, which is fine. I think we get another dance and then Morning Sun again. Yeah. Oh, we win here. Oh, this is huge. We get a Morning Sun up. Wow. Wow, wow. Flare Blitz. Send it. Send it! Now it's the real Pinsir. And, I really need this 5-0. I cannot afford to let anything die here. And, oh, but since the recoil, we don't die. Does this thing get quick attack? Let's look. It does. It gets area-like quick attack. I looked at this earlier. So I actually cannot afford to Flare Blitz here. Wow, this is hard. This is really hard, actually. I need to determine whether they're going for Earthquake or Flare Blitz or something else. I think Morning Sun is the safest play. Yeah, that's why we can't. That's why we can never Flare Blitz there. That's why we can actually never Flare Blitz. How much did that do? 20 plus 33 is less than 50. Flare Blitz takes it out here. And we have enough to hit the Kartana in the back. That is the 5-0 that we needed right there. Wow. What a game. What a game. Exactly what we needed. We came through. And that is the playoffs, baby. That is the playoffs. We clicked the Flare Blitz. I just want to, I hate to lose to something really stupid right now. I'd really hate to lose. I'd really hate to lose to this. Let me see. Let me just double check. What does this get? Oh boy, I'm like scared. I really don't. This is Scarf, but we should outspeed. I really don't want to lose. I'm just going to Morning Sun. Yeah. He is faster. He is faster. We get the Morning Sun up, and that should be the game. That should be the game. I'm going to Flare Blitz here. I believe he is Scarfed. So this should take it out, getting us the 5-0 that we needed. And the season continues! And the season continues, baby! That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about! The season goes on! Right when we needed it, we came through with the 5-0. Shout out GLIMMET for real. Those stealth rocks were massive. Massive. Let's go! Exactly what I needed. All right. Oh man, I gotta calm down for real. Oh man, that is playoffs. That is playoffs guaranteed right there. All right, I'll be back in a couple of minutes, or less than a minute for you, more than a couple of minutes for me. I will see you guys in the post-game analysis. All right, I'm just gonna come right out and say we did not make playoffs. And there are two things that resulted in me thinking it was guaranteed when it was not. Or really, there was one thing, and then, something else happened. Well, I'll get into it. First thing was one of the wins had not been put in the dock correctly. So it looked like there was a person whose record was worse than it was. And if it had been what it said in the doc, I would have made playoffs. And second, I still could have made playoffs. There was another person, and if they had won, I would have made playoffs, but they ended up forfeiting, which I understand. And I just like to say, not blaming anyone else. It's frustrating, it's anticlimactic, but the moderators were really understaffed this season. There was a lot of problems that happened with keeping the docs updated and things like that, because they were just, didn't have the people that they needed to run the operation. And that's okay. Mistakes happen. And there are also, if I had won one more battle, I would have made playoffs. I was literally the 9th seed, which is one spot below what I needed. And if I had played any of those games a little bit better that I had lost, I could have won and made playoffs. But I think the thing here is, this has really been my first competitive Pokemon experience at all. And I think the thing here that I always wanted to do was to improve every week. And I think I did. I really do. And you can see that in the last game that I played, the one I just played against Vicky. You can see that in the season that's going on right now in the gym league. I think I'm playing much better, and I have a better understanding over the type of teams that I like playing because of me playing in this league. And overall, I think it was a great experience. I will be doing, there's an off season that they're doing, the Rotom Appliance Draft League, and I'll be participating in it. I'll be posting the videos on this channel, and I will be coming back next season. And the MOW division better watch out for real, because I think if I went back with all the experience that I have now to the beginning of this season, I could make finals easily. And that's directly because of me learning from my mistakes, which, the first part of learning from your mistakes is making mistakes, and it's not really something you can avoid. So I'm just looking at it as a learning experience. Bit unfortunate that we couldn't take it all the way like I thought we were going to be able to, but sometimes it happens, and you do what you can, and that's about it. So yeah, that's the end of the Rotom Appliance Draft League season. I'm just gonna give my thoughts on the team real quick. I loved most of it. I loved a lot of things about this team. I think in the future I will probably not draft a Sneasler team again, because I think in the draft format, for me personally, it's really easy to prep for, because his dual stabs are resisted by 2 very common types, Ghost and Poison, which are extremely common in draft. Very good to have at least, like, you for sure gotta have a Poison type at least, and a Ghost type is probably a really good idea as well. And he's shut down by Psychic, like, completely. So all that is to say, I think Sneasler struggles to deal with a lot of common threats. Weak to ground, weak to flying, weak to Psychic. It's a poison that doesn't resist fairy. You know, very scary if you can get it going, but yeah, I just don't think it was worth the 17 points and the round 2 pick for me, to be honest, which kind of sucks because I did draft my whole team kind of to support that. I did have a crazy team. I had a really strong team. I think Sinistra way overperformed for how little it cost me as an 8-pointer, and I brought it to most of my games and it put in work every time it came, or almost every time. I think that's a very high value pick, and I would love to have Sinistra on my team again. Also, Gouging Fire. I think that was a seriously, like, I didn't even realize. I thought it was a steal when I got it, and I think I under-evaluated it because that thing is around solid, like, top 5 pick out of all of the Pokemon. That could be an easy top 5. And I got it in the 5th round for the same price as Sneasler. Sneasler got me, like, a kill the entire season. Gouging Fire won me 2 out of my 3 wins. And I think that's just, like, you know, it goes to show how crazy of a mon it is. So I would obviously love to have Gouging Fire. Tapu Fini as well, put in a lot of work. Rillaboom, I think, definitely could have done a lot more. There weren't a lot of good Rillaboom matchups this season. But when I did bring it, it always showed up and did a lot of good things. Darkrai, it was pretty good. It was about what I expected it to be. I think it was not set up very well on my team. I think that was one thing that my team did struggle a bit with, was I had a lot of strong threats, but not a lot of ways to position them in, really. I mean, obviously I had the Volt Switch, Thundurus, but that was about it. I didn't really have a bulky pivot, which is something that I really tried to go for on my Gym League team, and I think that's worked out extremely well for me. So that was just something I had to learn. And yeah, I think my team had a lot of offensive threats, not a lot of ways to position them into the field and get them time to set up. But overall, loved the team. I thought it was very strong. It's given me a great idea of what I like playing and what I think is good for my playstyle in draft. And it's made me a better just Pokemon player in general. Taught me a lot of fundamental concepts about the game, which is great. It also gave me the excuse to start this channel, which has been very fun. I've enjoyed making these videos a lot. I put a lot of effort into making them good because that's what I enjoy doing. And yeah, that's about all I gotta say. I really appreciate y'all watching, and I will continue to post videos on this channel. I will, looks like the next new league we will be joining will be the off season once the finals are over in 3 weeks, I believe. 3 or 4 weeks until the finals of this league are over. So sometime early to mid-November will be when I post the stuff for the Rotom Appliance off season. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching.